Welcome back to Toya D TV. Toya D TV. Married to Medicine, Season 8, Episode 14, Scott's Secret. Y'all, let's get straight into it. First scene, cute little scene with Quad and Anila. They're talking about raw Indian hair down to her ankles, honey, for a photo shoot. Quad gives her some tips on how to care for her hair. Then they get on the topic of Toya. Quad thinks that maybe, just maybe, Toya is jealous because Anila's house is 1,400 square feet versus Toya's 9,000 square feet. So they might be onto something. I would hate if that had any truth. Like, I really would not like that, especially if you call yourself a friend. They knew each other before she was moving or building to the neighborhood or whatever. So I would hope that's not true. Next, we see Cecil and Simone. Cecil has to make him a drink because he's nervous. Simone has showed him that Lisa Nicole is in the news. Y'all, this story right here is ridiculous. Lisa Nicole is in the news because patients have been complaining that they have not gotten their lab results back from their COVID testing. And Lisa Nicole says that she outsourced this patient information to another lab to get it done faster because her equipment wasn't in. I don't understand how this lady is still walking the face of this earth free. Basically, it looks like she has taken people's information, said that she was a lab clinic, outsourced the lab work, and nobody knows what's happening. Her face is in the news, and Simone has concerns. Hey, we got this event coming up, this town hall meeting, and I don't know if people are going to show up because her face is all over the news. Simone calls Heavenly, and Heavenly calls Jackie and Quad to tell them all what's going on. Contessa and Scott. Y'all, whenever I see Contessa's house pop up and then we know we're about to see a scene from her, I just get heavy-hearted. Contessa's in her kitchen cooking. She has a meeting with her life coach. The life coach is talking to her while she's cooking, catching up, trying to see where she is at this moment. Scott comes in, and instead of him kind of seeing that she's on a virtual call, he kind of stands around and listens, and he starts chiming in on negative things. So Contessa was like, you would say something about the negative, but you never say anything about the positive. So it's just exhausting seeing them. So Contessa hangs up with the life coach and really tries to discuss this with Scott. She asked Scott, why did he get married? Scott said because he wanted a successful marriage, a happy, successful marriage. So she asked him straight up, what are you going to do to contribute to get to that point? And Scott tells her he's been seeing a life coach for 7 months. Now, y'all saw the flashback at Simone's house. He was totally against it. He don't believe in it. He is totally against it. So Contessa's like, okay, you really kicking the BS over here, because if you've been seeing somebody, why haven't any evidence or change or anything came about? You've been seeing somebody for 8 months. I knew nothing about it. You haven't paid her a dime and nothing has changed. So Contessa's at the place where she's like, if you're in this marriage, you have to act like you're in this marriage. If you want me to stop trying, then I'll stop trying. Y'all, oh my gosh. It was so heartbreaking to see Contessa crumble on camera like that. She was hurting for real, y'all. She was hurting for real. Cameras, no cameras, that girl is hurting. And she's fighting with everything she got for her marriage. And she's dealing with someone who's not really trying to hear it. He said a couple of episodes that maybe he's in a place where he just don't want to change and do anything different. I don't know, y'all. It's hard. It's hard to watch this. So everybody's getting ready for the event, and they are at the event space. Now, Simone gives Lisa Nicole the heads up that basically you need to handle this with the ladies, like straight up. She's like, all right, okay. So next we see Toya and Quad also at the event. Everybody's still setting up, and Toya's like, Quad, did you rehearse? Did you practice? Practice? I don't have to practice. Quad is a natural at what she does, y'all. People can hate Quad, Miss Quad. She got it. She got it. But when it comes down to being professional, being articulate, knowing what you're talking about, and coming across as a literal mediator, she does an amazing job at that. An amazing job. And I applaud Quad. She did not seem mediocre. She kept everybody intrigued, involved, aware. She did great. So Toya can't handle that. Toya says, if you did it better, you would have a job. So I had to tweet on that one. And I'm like, Toya, that was some very soft shade that you thought you came hard with. But if anybody's going to talk about a job, it should not be you, honey. After the event was over, they had dinner. All the ladies had dinner. They're still at the event. And they just kind of talked over some things. Lisa Nicole, well, first of all, Quad said, so you're not under any type of investigation, federal investigation at all. Lisa Nicole said, no. Did y'all catch that though? Lisa Nicole stopped making eye contact and she looked down when she said no. I don't believe her. I don't believe a word that comes out of Lisa Nicole's mouth. I believe that Lisa Nicole will slither her way wherever she wants to go. Legal, illegal, legal, illegal. It doesn't matter. I feel like that is just how she comes across. Again, I could be 100% wrong. If I am, forgive me. But it's just how it comes across on TV. It's how it comes across when she handles business. It's how it comes across just in general. When you see her, it's energy. A part of it is energy. I ain't gonna lie. A part of it is just the vibe she gives off. Okay. She tried to explain why she's in the news. So I had a lab and my COVID equipment wasn't in, and I outsourced the labs to try to get the lab results back, and they were taking forever. So that's what happened with that. So how were you deemed a COVID laboratory if you didn't have the equipment for COVID? I'm confused. How does that work? How do you even get approved to be a COVID lab if you don't have the COVID equipment? Simone and Jackie announced that they are going to take the ladies to Jekyll Island, and they were going to have a trip all about fun. It was not going to be about healing, but about fun. I call BS on that because Simone can't help herself with, well, maybe you should talk to this person. You should talk to this person. Simone can't help herself, and Anila can't help herself. So we'll see. During this time, also, Anila's new, so she wanted to know, hey, when we go on trips, do we bring our men? Contessa's, nope, no men, nope. Scott ain't coming, nope. Everybody, what's going on? What? I don't want to talk about it. I just know that I want to have fun. So Simone tries to say her closing remarks for the dinner or whatever. And she said that, the group of ladies is pretty much a sisterhood. Toya, what? Toya disagreed. But I agree. It is a sisterhood regardless of how people get along, regardless of how people feel about each other. It's still a sisterhood. You don't always get along with family. You don't always get along with your sisters. You don't always get along with your brothers. It's still a sisterhood. It's still a support system, whether you get along always or not. It is still a sisterhood. People are leaving. The dinner is over. Anila and Simone starts talking. And she said, again, this is why I say Simone is always going to do something, or Anila, to try to get somebody back together. Already, Simone is like, well, maybe on the trip, you and Toya can get in a better place. Okay, maybe if it happens naturally. Anila is kind of over it at this point. Anila is like, you know what? Why is it that you're telling me that I can get back on track with Toya when I've been trying? True. We've seen Anila go over and beyond and try to invite her here. And Toya is just disrespectful. So at some point, I don't blame Anila for being like, you know what? I'm done. I'm good. Nope, I'm good. So they're talking about it. Anila's getting pissed because Simone keeps pushing the issue. All right. Toya walks in. Clearly, they're talking about Toya. Toya's like, do you want to talk to me? Yeah. Okay. So now, what is the problem? What is happening? Apparently, Toya thinks Anila was wrong for going to her friends about their relationship. And Anila can't understand because she's like, no, you're just saying that because I was going to them on a more of a positive note. Asking, like, what is the deal? At the end of the day, y'all, they did not see eye to eye. Anila blew up and was like, I'm done. And she left. Toya called Anila dramatic. Talk about dramatic exes. Toya do dramatic all the time. Toya do dramatic all the time. Toya want a yes man. I wish she would just say that. If she would just say that, cool. All right, got it. Toya want a yes man, a yes woman, a groupie. Okay, Anila's gone. Now let's focus on Toya. Toya, why don't you be vulnerable with the group? True, Toya is not vulnerable with the group. I mean, in some instances, I can't blame her because when you're vulnerable and then you turn around, sometimes they support you in your vulnerability, but then also things get brought back up later on. So that's a personal preference, and I don't really blame Toya for that one. Simone goes, why don't you tell Quad that it hurts you when she talk about your finances? Why don't you tell her that? Quad like, why are you bringing me in this? But it's truth. Because Toya got on the blogs and ran her mouth about Quad. Quad came back about Toya's finances. I mean, it is what it is. Toya, you can't dish it and expect people not to throw something back at you. Like it is what it is. Toya and Quad make amends. Toya keeps calling Quad's townhome a apartment. And she did it again while they were talking, apologized a million times about it. They have a mutual understanding and they have forgiven each other at this point, okay? They was about to bicker back and forth about that. I mean, it's just crazy though. But Anila goes to Jackie's house to kind of see, like, look, at this point, I'm about to be done with Toya. Do you have any final suggestions? That's the type of energy she was on. So Jackie said Toya is extremely irritable this year. But she do know that Toya is a softie in her heart, which is true. I think Toya is so soft that she puts up this facade of being hardcore, just being like about it, fight at a heart drop of a heartbeat. But then you'll be crying later on. Like that's how she comes across. So Jackie was like, look, if you really want to fix it with Toya, the only way to do that is to have a one-on-one. And she was like, I've tried that. I've done that. She said, well, if you have done all that you know to do, sometimes you just got to let it go. And I agree. I mean, I can't understand people that keep trying to be friends with somebody that clearly does not want to be friends with you. It makes you look desperate. And I'm sure you feel like mad rejected. You keep going after somebody that don't even give you the time of day. Why do you keep wasting your time? There's better things to do out here in this world. Go make money. So then Jackie shows Anila her new facial product and everything, the SPF for women of color. And I like that Jackie's gotten a product that works for sunscreen and to prevent facial breakouts. So I'm interested in trying it. After that, we see all the ladies packing for the trip, and Jackie just calls Simone to figure out what it is they're going to do while they are there and how to pack. So they need swimsuits. They need like formal dinner wear. They need something for a boat ride. Y'all, those flashbacks of Simone on a boat ride is hilarious. Simone gets that pitch in her voice. She gets a pitch in that voice that just makes you just, But it's who she is. I love her laugh though. So next, y'all, we're all packed and ready for the road trip to Jekyll Island. And Lisa Nicole is the way there. So she's got her RV and everybody's getting in. So we see Carrie, Toya, Simone, Quad all meeting up at Jackie's office, right? So they hop in. They head down to Heavenly's house to pick up Heavenly and Contessa. They're on there and they have this cute little session. Actually, Dr. Simone and they were having this little talk with Toya, like, okay, Toya, you the OBGYN. I'm going to give you some symptoms and you tell me what it is. Y'all, in them confessionals, they were hilarious. They was like, what would Toya be like as an OBGYN? Oh, you didn't shave? You need to shave. Or when somebody was coming with itching or irritation, they said to lie about using the wrong soap and all of that. No, you've been with Boo Boo and them. You've been with Boo Boo. I told you about Boo Boo and them. Y'all, Toya is an OBGYN. Can you say zero bedside manner? She be talking to you, girl. I ain't even going to check you. You got something going on because I don't feel like smelling this. Toya would be raw. They also go around and ask people what is their biggest fear. Carrie said crashing in an RV. And Lisa Nicole said her biggest fear was not being a good judge of character. Y'all, Lisa Nicole is exhausting. Because somewhere in her head, I believe that she believed the lies that she spilled out of her mouth. Dr. Jackie said, or was it somebody said, well, the energy you give out is the energy you receive. Dr. Heavenly said it's because you're not transparent. When people are transparent, they are handled better. They have better business opportunities. And when you're running a business and you're not transparent, it's not a good look. So when she said that, there was some back and forth. We're not talking about business. well, it all intertwines when you're talking about trust, which it does. They're back and forth, back and forth. Lisa Nicole said, "Get this dumb bully AB off my RV." So Heavenly comes back with her famous, "Your mother is a dumb bully AB." So they get up, they ready to fight. We already know that ain't gonna happen. But I mean, at the end of the day, for real, I don't know. But y'all, do y'all believe Lisa Nicole? Because I feel like the girl is straight lying. Like lying, baby. Why you always lying? Anyway, y'all, that was Married to Medicine. Y'all, Scott is seeing somebody that haven't paid her a dime. Y'all, it's getting messy. It's only 2 more episodes left, y'all. So I will catch y'all in the next one. Until next time.